This is the Steve and Mike Show podcast. Keep on rolling, baby. And now here's Michael Larkin and Stevie Nicks.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to another edition of the Steve and Mike Show. My name is Mike Larkin, and joining me, as always, is my boy, my homie G, my top dog, my best friend in the world, the one, the only, Mr. Stevie Nicks. How are you, homie G?
I'm doing good, dog. You know, you get so formal with the intros, Mike Larkin. Mike Larkin, you know, you can just start like natural. You know, and just like, hey guys, what's going on? We're here again. You know, you could just do that.
You know what I got to say to that? It's
What's
like
that?
back in the day when Steve would come to my house. Hey man, open up, man. The girl just caught me. You let it catch you? I don't know what else to do. Say it wasn't you.
And your mom would keep asking, why don't you just let him in?
No, it's more my dad. My mom.
Was your dad?
Yeah, my dad was just like, what the hell is he doing standing at the door for? Why is he standing at the door for so long? Like, we're doing a bit. We're doing a bit.
We really did do that, too. Like, I'm not joking. I'm not making it up. We did the whole thing.
Yeah, every time he would come to my house or I would come to his, I would call him by the door, and we would do the Shaggy and Rick Rock bit every time. Good time.
Hey man, open up, man.
Oh man, my girl just caught me. You let it catch you?
Let it catch you,
man. I don't know what else to do. Say it wasn't you.
All right.
My homie G, a lot has been going on in this world, and first and foremost, we definitely have to start like this. Congratulations to your sister. Jackie is now a married woman. Your little baby's all grown up.
Married. Oh my God, my baby's all grown up. It was a wonderful night, Mike Larkin. My sister was so happy. My family was so happy. My other sister Alexa was so happy. Everybody was just, it was an amazing night. I was part of the groomsmen, and it was a really special. She's marrying a great guy, and it's a great family, and we're just so happy for them. It's such a great couple. It was so great together, Mike Larkin. It's just you couldn't ask for a better night too. It was this past week that we were recording this over a week ago. Now, a little last Saturday, as we're December. Not usually having December weddings, but it was perfect. It was a perfect night, and I'm just really happy.
Shout out to Jackie and Nick, and congratulations once more. I always look at it from a stance like this, and I even told your sister this. At the end of the day, it's all about moments and memories created, and moments and memories yet to be created. Cherish it and just love one another, man. Much love and much respect, and just a great marriage and a great lifetime together between those two. I think that's absolutely wonderful.
It would have been nice if you could have been with us, Mike Larkin, but
I know. I got stuff going on. You know that.
I know, but we're gonna make up for that though, so don't worry.
We'll be making up for that definitely soon.
We'll be making up for that very soon.
Yes.
Very soon. So don't even worry about that. So but you would have had a great time with everyone. Just people were asking about you too. A couple people did ask about. We're talking. They said some people claim they listen to this podcast. I don't know. I don't know if it's actually because some people, like for my family or close friends, will say, hey, we listen to your podcast, and I sort of believe them. I kind of do. I kind of don't. I wonder who actually is. We've only get 40 views an episode, so it's not like
people do listen. We appreciate you. Well, thank you for listening.
Everybody. Yeah, shout out to our UK listeners because they're holding us down.
Shout out to Dazzy Daz,
DJ Dazzy Daz,
which we'll point that out because thanks a lot. Because as of right now, if you guys have not checked out Max Wrestling's promo series, which you definitely should go back and check out, Steve and I defeated DC, Daniel Crimmins, and Moses Marquez for the Max Wrestling Tag Team Championships. The Goon and the Gimp are the new Max Wrestling Tag Team Champions. We have our next title defense coming within the next month or two, and our challengers will either be Corey and Blade Rodriguez or AT Wrestler and Robert Davis. So be on the lookout for that. And whoever's coming for us next, man, you know, we just ready. We in here. We keep on rolling, baby. We in there like swimwear.
It's okay. Don't say that again. Don't say that again. First of all, just don't say that again. But it's gonna be off the chain, dog. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying, homie G? It's gonna be off. Whatever happens, it's gonna be off the chain.
Off the
You feel me?
easy. I do believe I know what you're saying. First of all, I've also said in there like swimwear many of times before with you. And also, that's how it is, man. In there like swimwear.
Yeah, I don't know how you kept sneaking that past me, but I don't know if I can. I don't know if I can sign off on that anymore, my clock. You know what I'm saying, dog? I don't know if I can. I don't know if I can let that slide anymore. You know what I'm saying, dog? I've let a bunch of things slide with you, so you know I'm just starting to think that maybe I'm letting too much slide. You know what I'm saying, dog? So maybe we put a pin on that for a little bit, my clock. You know what I'm saying, dog?
Well, because you're an ass. Because he makes fun of me for how I condone some of the stuff that I do or do what I do.
You condone what? What?
It is what it is. It's one of those things where he's got a problem with what I do with a lot of some of the stuff, and he always has to make fun of the issues. And we'll say it right here because I'm not ashamed. If y'all check out my homies doing their thing at the AVNs is coming up next month. It's going to be a fun time.
Oh, this is about that. This is about that.
It's many things, but
this is about no. This is about because you are the one that is on X, formerly Twitter.
Yep.
Talking to not just putting stuff out, you're just putting stuff out there. Says what did it say, Mike Larkin? It said I saw, I came, I voted, Mike Larkin.
Yeah. So if you go to AVN Awards, which you get to nominate a lot of, there's different categories, and a lot of the people I've interviewed in the adult entertainment industry are on there. So you cast your vote.
No, I know how it works. I'm just, you're just okay with promoting that and like putting that in a tweet and like that's so just Mike Larkin. Have you no shame, Mike Larkin?
Yes, with all the stuff that you did talking about your anime porn on this fine podcast here.
No.
Yeah.
Mike Larkin, it is, first of all, it's art. First of all,
it's called hentai, and it's an art.
Okay, don't make fun of people who enjoy art, okay?
First of all, it's anime porn. It's a little weird. We got to be honest.
No, Mike Larkin, you know what's a little weird? Mike Larkin? You know what's a little weird? What's weird is all of these people from Long Island that are apparently paying for OnlyFans, Mike Larkin. Did you just see what I did? Yeah, you didn't see that coming, Mike Larkin, did you?
Do me a favor.
Did you see that?
I'm tired of you. So let's get into the clip. Here is what they're saying about Long Islanders and the OnlyFans. So, since the fucking video's not goddamn playing, I'm going to play you the clip from Instagram because it ain't working on the goddamn computer. So here's the clip of Long Island and OnlyFans.
Island and OnlyFans set a record together. Yeah. A new report says Long Island residents are spending so much on OnlyFans that they're outpacing the entire EU. Yeah, all of the European countries, and not by a little. According to the 2025 OnlyFans Wrapped, people in Nassau, Suffolk, Brooklyn, and Queens are collectively dropping nearly $52 million this year on the platform. Long Island alone ranks in the heaviest adult content consumers on the planet per capita, with Suffolk residents spending over $12.5 million and Nassau adding almost $9 million. With a combined population of under 3 million, the region is matching or passing nations like Switzerland, France, Italy, Spain, Greece, and Israel in per capita spending. New York City overall takes the crown. More than $87 million was spent, marking it the top spending city in the world. Yeah. OnlyFans continues to blur the line between creator economy and adult entertainment. But one thing is clear, the New York Metro isn't just participating, it's dominating. Get it? Sorry. The market. I can't. Story developed. Well, it's already. Yeah.
All right. So you wanted to talk about this. I'll let you go first, and then I'll retort. Go ahead.
Well, okay, so the predictable comment about this video is, oh, there must be something in the water because Long Island guys are so thirsty. Like it's something like that. Like, oh, we're all perved out. Oh, high T levels and blah 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 blah, all that stuff. And you could say that, but to me, what those statistics say, especially when it comes to OnlyFans and Long Island users, I think it's not because we're more it's not because Long Island guys, because I am a Long Island guy, Matt Clarkin. It's because Long Island guys, it's not because we're more thirsty, it's because there are a lot more simps in this area and a lot more people who aren't the necessarily, and this is not everyone, this is not all of them, but the people who engage in this type of OnlyFans type of behavior are they're either really stupid or they're just simps, McLaughlin, because that's what a lot of these guys, a lot of these people on OnlyFans, McLaughlin, they're just simping out. You know what I'm saying, dog? Like that's what that's what they're into. That's what because they want to be simps and they want, they want to be, cucks and all that stuff, but then like there's also like the people who like just maybe like just forget that like the internet exists and has an endless supply of free adult material, Mike Larkin. I don't know if you know this, but like I know we've talked about this before. We've had this conversation. Like literally, I can download 30,000 vaginas have them in my hand in 30 seconds, like that. It's very easy. Like it's like what are we paying these OnlyFans models for when we can get this stuff for free? Like it's what are you doing? Like,
whoa, what are you doing, buddy?
But seriously, like, it's I just don't get it. I just look, I'm not gonna look. At the end of the day, like I've said with the OnlyFans, the people who do it, it's their choice. I'm not gonna judge you about how you run your life, but to me, if you're selling adult content on there, it's because you're a whore, and there are plenty of whores that can get on the internet for free. No disrespect to people that'll come on your show like Misbehaving and all those other people, McLaughlin, but this is how it is. This is how I see it anyway, McLaughlin. So it's not because Long Island guys are more thirsty. It's because there's a lot of simps and a lot of simpletons, Mike Larkin. You know what I'm saying, dog? It's simps and simpletons, Mike Larkin. You know what I'm saying, dog? So that's where I stand on that, Mike Larkin. So I'd love to hear your rebuttal on this, Mike Larkin. You know what I'm saying, dog?
Sure. So when it comes to simps and simpletons, simping ain't easy. No, I'm kidding. It's one of those things where I look at it like this. I've interviewed a lot of great people like Misbehaving. Go back and check out that episode with On the Mic with Mike. It was a great episode, Misbehaving. I can't wait to have her back on for a round 2 in 2026.
Yep.
Really good times and great memories. Yep. So, So it's one of those things where I look at it from a stance like this. When it comes to OnlyFans, do I pay for it? No. Are there free trials? Sure. I mean, a lot of people get a lot of content with you with their different menus. Some guys like to pay for it just so they could get a dick rating. Some guys like to pay for it for this and for that. There's many different varieties there, but I've always looked at it much like my homie G over here looks at it. If I want to have my disposal of porn, of adult content, I could go on Pornhub, I could go on Xhamster, I can go on Xvideos, I can go on RedTube. Everything is at our
fingertips. I bet you know all the sites, Mike Clark. You know what I'm saying, dog? You know what I'm saying?
So our fingertips are right there in front of us within the internet side of things. And the fact of the matter is, too, you can see different categories and what have you within these sites. It's like back in the day when, if you didn't want to pay for Naughty America, you could just watch the 30-second clip or like what have you. You know what I'm saying? We're in a different time and age now. When there's streaming, there's all these different tubes. There's everything. So, I mean, at the end of the day, too, I get it. It's lucrative for a lot of these people. It's a business. There's also a community that's built in with the OnlyFans structure and everything that goes into it. But at the end of the day, too, I get it. I understand it. I've seen a lot of great OnlyFans from a lot of great people and content creators in the adult entertainment industry. But also at the same time, too, porn is at my disposal. We all have our favorite sites and stuff that we're into. Some may be a little bit freakier than others. So it's one of those things too where
why did you like point at me when you said others? Why did you like kind of do this to my direction when you did others? When you said others, some are more freakier than others. What are you trying to say, McLaughlin?
So it's one of those things too, man, where you're somewhat freakier than others. So I look at it from a stance like this. Do you know what? Let your freak flag fly. Dare I say, don't yuck anybody's yum, which is a very popular phrase. Do you and be happy. But yeah, porn is at our disposal. OnlyFans, I get it. I understand it. But do I pay for it? No. But I've seen a lot of the free trials up in this piece. Homie, take it away.
No, I just, McLaughlin, you don't get any free content.
You got to talk about your CM Punk thing for a second there. You're a whore. That is you.
They are whores, McLaughlin. You know what I'm saying? They are. That's exactly what I just said. That's exactly what they are. At the end of the day,
you're CM Punk up in here. You're a whore.
Why? I don't know why. So it's not like it's that special. It's just first of all, hold on.
Yeah.
Before we even go any further with anything else,
what's up?
How do you know that people are using OnlyFans to do dick ratings, McLaughlin?
It's in the fucking menu. When you fucking click on their thing, you see the menu.
Oh, yeah. See, I don't do that stuff, so I wouldn't know, but, whatever you say, McLaughlin.
It's right in front of you there, man.
McLaughlin, I don't want to know. Okay.
It's on the menu.
I'm not here to judge it. I'm not here to judge your lifestyle, but I don't need to know about it, McLaughlin.
It is what it is. People pay money for it. I don't see the expenditure of it, but it is what it is. People do what.
It's seriously though. Like, why? It's 2025, almost 2026.
Right.
Why are you paying for that at all? I still don't understand, and I think that it's not. It doesn't make Long Island guys look very good, does it? Because it makes us look like we were into that kind of paying for that type of stuff, and it's not. I don't like being in that kind of crowd that's seen that way, because I don't roll that way, McLaughlin. I don't need to simp out. You know what I'm saying, dog? McLaughlin, you know what I'm saying? I don't need to. I don't need to get my simp on. You know what I'm saying, dog? I don't need to. Download it for free.
All right, yeah. Download it for free. No, I hear you. It goes with that. Like I said, there's free trials, or you could just download your favorite porns. Like some of my favorites, we've touched upon this. Like, go get yourself a little My First Sex Teacher action, a little My Friend's Hot Mom, maybe a little Naughty Office in the mix. We'll give it a little try.
Oh, let me list all these porno sites that I know. Trying to prove to people that I'm not gay. Okay, it's kind of working, but not really.
There's so many things out there that really do showcase the great adult entertainment industry. And some people may be than others. So it's one of those things, too, where they're really into a lot of different things. So, I mean, you have your top three. Things have really evolved over the years. You got My Naughty Latin Maid. Some people even like anime. It's called art. So it's really
a lot of people like a lot of things, McLaughlin. Why are you judging?
It's a little weird having looking at cartoons in that way, man.
This is judgmental, McLaughlin. I don't appreciate you, McLaughlin. Only God can judge me, McLaughlin.
Do me a favor. Shut up. What is this? This moment, we own it. What are you, the Fast and Furious? Shut up.
Don't do that, McLaughlin.
This moment, we own it. One shot. Everything rides on tonight. Freaking God almighty.
McLaughlin, and I don't know if you know this, but there's a wrestler in the Fast and Furious movie. There's this guy called The Rock who's actually in the Fast and Furious movies, McLaughlin.
I'm aware. He gets the dickhead of the year with friggin' just going out, friggin' not even being a part of that Cena storyline, which, as we're speaking, thank you, Cena, as John Cena wrestled his final match at Saturday night's main event, and when I lost to the ring general Gunther, everybody was chanting, "Don't give up." He had a smile on his face, and then he finally gave up, and then he took off his sneakers, left his armbands and everything in the ring, walked out, said, "Thank you for letting me serve you for 20 years," and then boom, he's out of here. So John Cena's 23-year WWE career has come to an end. I'm going to say it right now, and I'll be completely honest with you. This fucking retirement tour sucked. I'll be bluntly honest with you. Like, the Gunther match was fine. The match with Dominic Mysterio was good. Same with Logan Paul and same with AJ Styles and all that stuff. But the heel turn is what killed it for everybody because it was nice in the moment. And they even bluntly said they just did it for a viral moment. Like, it didn't work. Like, we could have done everything, but with a babyface Cena, we could have got babyface Cena against Orton, babyface Cena against R-Truth. So many different ways we could have gone. But yeah, his career is done. The legend that is John Cena. I know he's signed onto an ambassador deal for 5 years. We'll see him in that light, but the in-ring career of John Cena is over. But homie, go ahead. We've touched upon Cena many
times. So you weren't comfortable talking about all of the porn stuff, so you had to go to something a little bit gayer to feel a little more comfortable about Clark. Is that how that worked?
Man, that works. Things too when you have like your heroes like your Hulk Hogan's and your John Cena's. John Cena was a very much with what Hulk Hogan was in the mainstream back in the day, what like Cena was, man. Same with The Rock. But it's one of those things too, man, where you had a guy who just started wrestling in the different tights and was very generic. He was the prototype. And then he started rapping, doing his thing with Word Life. This is basic thugonomics and everything that went into that. It's a beautiful thing to also see how he got the time is now, the never give up, the chain gang. I'm talking about hustle, loyalty, and respect. Everything that he did, he constantly evolved. I've always said we should have got the heel turn earlier in 2012, but that was a Vince McMahon creation of just like, no. But yeah, he did a lot of great stuff for Make-A-Wish, of course. That is not going to be denied. But yeah, John Cena, I think it's going to suck because with Stephanie McMahon going in the Hall of Fame next year, I think we're going to get Cena inducted in Saudi Arabia for WrestleMania in 2027, which I'm very about. But still, John Cena, what a career. What a career. Go ahead,
Can I talk now? Can I go now? Am I good?
Yeah.
Am I good?
Yeah.
So, yeah, I don't really agree with the whole heel turn thing. They're obviously trying to, we've talked about this before. We've talked about it when we knew it was going to happen. And I guess I don't really feel much different about it now than I did then, honestly. Right. Like, I think that they could have handled it better. I think that they could have made a little bit better created. I mean, it's not horrible. It's not the worst thing that they could have done with him. Because there have been guys, they would throw to the back burner, like, guys, like Bret Michaels and people like that, where you just
Michaels? Bret Michaels? That's fucking
Shawn Michaels?
Yes. Shawn Michaels and Bret Hart?
Yeah, Shawn Michaels and Bret Hart.
Bret Michaels.
You knew what I was talking about, Mike Larkin. Stop.
Whatever, Rock of Love.
You knew what I was talking about. You got people like that. They throw to the back burner, and so they could have done it a lot worse. But we'd rather have had babyface. That's the whole point. Is that's what really he made his mark with. And there's nothing wrong. I don't think there's really anything wrong with being a babyface your whole career either. I don't really see what the problem is with that. So it's such a big thing where people gotta have heel turns at some point to make things more interesting. But like, you know what? Some characters just work better certain ways than others, and you just have to I guess accept that sometimes. And sometimes they don't want to do that because it's predictable. So I guess that's why they did it this way, because it would be too predictable having them turn back.
So they just did it to go viral and do something to get buys on the show and get people talking. Was it as big as the Hulk Hogan one in 1996 when Hulk Hogan joined the NWO? No. Because when John Cena, yes, because it was John Cena's first time, he was a heel in 22 years, but the bloom was off the rose. And then he cut the promo on Raw. We mentioned this too, where he's just like, I'm in a toxic relationship. And now all of a sudden the Cena sucks chants bother you. And it's like, what? And it didn't make any sense. You know what I'm saying? The matches weren't as good because he was being a heel and not giving the people what they wanted. So there was a time and place where we're just like, all right, can he just turn back to being a babyface again, please? And you actually make a great point with a lot of wrestlers who were babyface throughout their careers. Look at Ricky the Dragon Steamboat. Ricky Steamboat throughout his career was a babyface. Sting for the longest time in WCW was a babyface. Like, he never switched to heel. He was always a babyface. He was the one who fought against the NWO. So you have a lot of great people that didn't turn heel that were the fan favorites. You have so many people in there that didn't need this. Did we need a heel turn? No. We could have got the same matches we had, but as John Cena as the babyface, have him do the greatest hits. Have him use some of his rivals' finishing maneuvers like we saw in the AJ Styles match. or the Logan Paul match or any other matches that he has the babyface. I don't agree with the fact that he got absolutely mollywopped by Brock Lesnar, but I understood it, I guess. But that's the only one I would say I had a critique of, the fact that he got mollywopped by Brock Lesnar again. But still, this whole retirement tour was just booked so terribly. And it's not even Cena. Like, the whole wrestling of 2025 has just been a crappy year for WWE and pro wrestling as a whole. And I'll full out admit it. This year for professional wrestling has sucked. So let's see how 2026 goes.
I was thinking about this the other day, Mike Larkin. Actually, we've sort of talked about this, but not really. Like, they need a legitimate AEW, ECW. They're okay. They're not that big though.
There's no ECW anymore.
You know what I'm talking about? Those things that they've had in the past and now recent years. It hasn't. I think that's why one of the reasons that WWE's product has stalled a little bit, because they don't have real competition like WCW was anymore to push them. That was the best thing about having WCW, was that they were pushing each other to go bigger and better. And I think that because I was watching something on this the other night, one of the biggest things you lost was that creative drive to outdo your opponent. That's why the Monday Night Wars are like legendary, because like they were pushing each other. And I think that without anything really to rival it now with WWE, there's really, you kind of get complacent because no one's really coming after you right now. You know what I'm saying?
So somebody watched the WWE WCW Monday Night Wars story that's on the WWE YouTube channel. Oh my goodness gracious! That's why I'm looking at you.
I don't think it was the WWE one. I think it was like A&E. It was an A&E thing.
Yes, he's correct. No, he's absolutely.
Or someone else did something too. Someone else did a thing on it.
You're correct. That's why I'm looking at you. I'm like, okay, all right. So I agree with that. There's no competition. The Monday Night Wars, from where they were from 1995 to 2000. Like, towards the end of the later years of the Monday Night Wars, WCW was getting their ass kicked from 99 to 2000, before they went out of business in 01, and WWF bought WCW, and ECW went out of business too. Like, they sucked because of Vince Russo coming in and creative, and it was just stupid. The WWE was actually developing people. You had Edge and Christian, you had the Hardys, you had the Dudleys, you had the Takers, you had the Rocks, you had the Stone Colds, you had the Mankind's. And you had they were building people. They were bringing the new stars, and you had top baby faces and top heels. And WCW was just focusing on letting the NWO just continue. Like, the NWO at the end was Jeff Jarrett, Bret Hart, Scott Steiner, and all these people, and it sucked. They had the NWO Wolfpack, which was the Wolfpack. It wasn't the best NWO. Then you had NWO Japan. You had NWO this. They wore out the NWO. They didn't push the cruiserweights. And then when Vince Russo came in, he wanted to push younger guys like above average Mike Sanders, who sucked. He wanted to push people who really weren't ready yet, like Mark Jindrak and Chuck Palumbo, who
they didn't know how to develop talent, Mike Logan. They didn't know how to develop talent at all. And that's what separated the WCW from WWE. But the worst thing that could have happened was for one of those to fail, because now the WWE is quote unquote, I mean, they didn't really win, but quote unquote won. Mm-hmm. Now there's no one to push them anymore. And you get the Japan stuff isn't the same. The AEW isn't the same. It's just not. It's not the same thing. They're okay. They're decent products.
New Japan's more of a niche, because a lot of people with New Japan Pro Wrestling, it's a niche. Like,
that's part of the problem, though. It is a niche.
The reason why I say it's a niche, which you agree with me on, is because it's more focused on the wrestling base. It's not more focused on like telling stories. It's mostly wrestling. There's some stories, but it's mostly just on the strong style of wrestling. AEW, what set them apart is they were alternative in 2019, and I'll say it, WWE's product sucked in 2019 and into the COVID era. But then friggin' like, here comes AEW, and they're whipping ass and taking names. But when you lose people like Cody Rhodes, you lost CM Punk, that's really where it started to go down, because Tony, number one, was a shitty boss. Number two, you're just focusing more on all the WWE guys. You got Moxley over here, Dean Ambrose, Chris Jericho. And then it just was like the bloom fell off the rose. AEW has never been the same since Cody Rhodes and CM Punk left.
No, that's the thing, Mike Larkin. They're not, but they were never big enough, I guess, to begin with.
No, because he was just like, it was mostly focused on like the ex-WWE guys, and they tried to bring people up. Like, you have MJF, you have Darby Allin, you have your home stays and your homebodies, but it's one of those things where it's just, He focuses more.
You get a lot of second and third tier guys, but
Yeah,
it's
exactly.
not like it isn't like when like you had WCW and first tier guys going over.
Yep.
And I think it's not big, and that's part of the problem. There's no one that's as big as WWE and a rival. I'm sure this has been said a million times before. I'm not saying anything that's not.
No.
I'm not necessarily breaking new ground here, but like it's the truth. If you want to know why WWE isn't doing it, they're not as good creatively as they used to be, because there's no one to push them anymore. There's no one that's being out here like kicking ass, taking names like you say, being like, hey, look at us, we're gonna take on WWE. No one's doing that anymore. They're not gonna take on the WWE anymore. So
I always say this: the best show for what WWE has on right now is NXT on the CW. NXT booked by Shawn Michaels is fantastic. They're booking new people. They're raising up the next generation. It's like their developmental pretty much is. And it's one of the best things on TV for the WWE. I will also say that TNA has really started the resurgence since they have that partnership with TNA and NXT, and they're working with WWE. They're going to be on AMC next month. The working relationships with TNA, WWE, AAA from Mexico. They just had a great show last night. So you're seeing WWE working with more people.
AMC, Mike Larkin?
Yeah, they're going to be on AMC on January 15th, TNA.
American Movie Classics.
Yeah. I mean, that's good for them. Very happy for TNA that they got the deal.
Hold on.
What?
What about the WWE is a movie? And what about WWE is a classic?
I mean, look at it from a stance like this. TNA had first started out on Fox Sports Net. Used to air at 3:00 in the afternoon on a Friday. And then they got the big Spike TV deal after WWE went off of Spike TV and back to USA. And then, of course, they went to Destination America and then Pop TV for a little bit. It's one of those things where TNA has mostly been on Access, which is owned by who owns TNA.
And this was on there on TNN too, right? They had a thing on TNN, Mike Larkin, right?
Well, Spike TV. Yeah, Raw was on TNN, and then it
became TNN. TNN became Spike TV. That's
yes.
Right, Mike Larkin.
Thank you.
Right.
So
remember Stripperella and Gary the Rat, Mike Larkin?
Oh my God, do I remember Stripperella and Gary the Rat? Yes, sir. But it's one of those things too where they're now on AMC, which I'm very happy for them, because the reason why they got the deal is because of the WWE tie-in, man. Working with NXT, working with WWE, and I'm happy for TNA that they're back on a station that more people get than Access TV.
McClarkin, but like, who is even like watching some of these cable stations anymore? It's like it's 2024.
2025.
Like, who's even watching cable anymore? Like, is it even worth it to even have a cable contract for them? Like,
I mean, it's a big deal. I mean, CW's happy with NXT's numbers that recently came out from the president of the CW. So, I mean, hey, if it works, it works. They're making money. They're doing the damn thing, man. So I'm very happy for TNA. They've been around for 23 years, going on 24 now. It's crazy, but I'm happy for them. They deserve it because they've been working their butts off. I'm happy. That's a good thing. You definitely want to see people do their thing and be happy. I mean, for God's sake, ECW used to be on ECW on Sci-Fi back in the day when WWE had the third brand of ECW.
Yeah, that didn't make sense either, Mike Walker. That's what I'm thinking. Like some of these contracts don't really make sense. But like I'm even thinking now, like, do people even really watch cable? Like we watched it when we were growing up.
Yeah.
Like, do they even watch cable like that anymore? I feel like everything is on demand now.
I mean, Raw is on net. Sorry, so we'll go through the cable network. So Raw is on Netflix. So that's the big thing that Raw got. They're on Netflix. NXT is on the CW. TNA is.
Well, I'm just trying to figure out, like, from
like on the cable
an exposure perspective, like how much exposure do they really think they're going to get from a cable deal in 2025?
I mean, SmackDown does like $1 million.
Given the way the market currently is, Mike Clark, you know what I'm saying, dog? Like
SmackDown does like 1 million, 2 million views every Friday. So.
Well, yeah, but that's their flagship show, though.
Yeah. So two flagship shows. Okay, you're right. I mean,
but that's not NXT is far from a flagship show.
Oh yeah, it's the developmental brand, and I'll even say that it is. It's the third brand.
But that's what I'm saying. What do they hope to get from that? Like, what's the type of exposure they hope to get from that, from an AMC deal in 2025? Is what I'm trying to figure out.
So with NXT, you see a lot of the superstars on the different shows on the CW, and it gets people to watch the shows for people who watch the CW, and I get that. I totally understand. That's the same with USA, with a lot of talent being on like the USA show. Same with Netflix. You see,
do you watch cable? Like, do you?
Me myself,
if it's not wrestling, this is a serious question. If it is not wrestling, like, do you still watch cable on like a regular basis?
If I'm being completely honest with you, Not a lot. No. And I'll be completely honest and transparent. Like, I'll watch other stuff on cable, like maybe like some older movies, or I'll watch Game Show a little bit, or I'll maybe watch.
Like when you watch Wedding Singer Without Me, Mike Larkin. Remember that, Mike Larkin? When you watch Wedding Singer Without Me, Mike Larkin? You're like talking, I watched Wedding Singer.
My mom and I were watching Wrestling Singer, and he got pissed that we were not watching the rest of the Wedding Singer together. How can you watch a Wedding Singer without me, Mike Larkin? Literally the message, you're going to watch Wedding Singer without me, Mike Larkin? Is that ever going to be Mike Larkin, Mike Larkin? I'm in there, dog. 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 I'm in there. Yes, but no. To answer your question, I do not watch a lot of cable television.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Like, cable is becoming like less and less popular. It's probably less popular than it's ever been before. What does I mean, I guess that's because it's been the way that they've always done it, right? They've always gotten cable deals. They've always done it this way. I guess you have to adapt somehow to new media, but it's got to be a gradual thing. I guess that they've always done things that way, so I guess that's what they're still doing. Is they try to get a cable deal, and they try to get money from a cable deal, and as long as stations or networks are willing to pay money, I guess you got to still do a cable deal, right?
Yeah. So, I mean, AEW, not only can you see it on TNT, AEW is also on HBO Max now, so I'm happy for them. They're on HBO Max, which is cool. But yeah,
well, that's going to probably help them a lot more than they're going to deal with AMC.
Oh yeah,
honestly, like that's probably where the real money is.
AEW's on TNT.
I'm just trying to think, like, Mike Larkin, does anybody do appointment viewing anymore? Like, that's what I'm thinking. It's like,
hardly.
Does anybody? Do you? If it's not right, like if it's not like a major wrestling thing, are you gonna like sit down and watch like, the minor leagues basically? Like every week at a certain time. Are you gonna be that dedicated?
No. I'll be honest with you. Sometimes I'll even watch at a later day because I could just watch it on wherever it is where the highlights are, or I'll just watch it on another platform.
Right. And this is you talking.
This is me talking. I'm honest. And I'm honest.
Yeah. Freaking, throw Raw's greatest hits in the doghouse. He won't come out for 3 days. You know what I'm saying? Like throw him in put a DVD player in there and a bucket.
Also the fact that he's been friggin' watching Stacy Keibler videos, and he's been a very happy boy watching old school Stacy Keibler videos. The wet t-shirt contest with Jerry Lawler and all the girls.
Okay, first of all, that popped up from one of that's a wrestling account that I follow. First of all, Mike Larkin. Second of all, freaking, you're the one that watches this crap live. You're the one that actually watched it.
I remember.
You remember, Mike. You know what I'm saying, dog?
Fucking Girls Gone Wild. I never even saw it as a kid. I watched it if you guys want to go back and check out Uncaged with myself and Daniel Crimmins on the channel, we covered that on the show. We touched upon the Girls Gone Wild Lost pay-per-view, which will never, ever, ever, WWE will never, ever, ever talk about that show. Oh, it was horrible. Friggin' Tori Wilson and Nydia was the best thing on that. The friggin' body challenge and the angle where Tori Wilson got hit with the chair. But yeah, no, that was at the time when that show aired. That was when the Girls Gone Wild, they were doing that pay-per-view with Girls Gone Wild, and it's one of the lowest viewed pay-per-views. I think it only had like 70,000 buys, and a lot of people were pissed.
Yeah, that's pretty bad, Mike Larkin. And then because remember when Girls Gone Wild had the infomercials at 1 a.m, Mike Larkin, it would be on MTV or like Comedy Central or like E. But I know you guys love E, right, Mike Larkin? You love E Entertainment Television. You know what I'm saying? Remember when we'd be at like 1 a.m and it'd be like.
So it's one of those things where I look at it from a stance like with Girls Gone Wild. Yeah, you have the whole thing of just like, the whole thing of, bum, these girls are gone wild. Woo! It's really what it is. It's the whole commercial of Girls Gone Wild. Call the number on your screen.
Call the number on your screen. Yeah. Go to the one. Now check it out. It's our wildest version.
It's our wildest show ever.
It's our wild. You won't believe it's too hot for TV.
It's too hot for TV. Call
I remember it was Girls Gone Wild 18 or something. It was like finally 18.
Yes, I remember.
Which was totally shady, and almost definitely they were not all 18. First of all, right. But remember that when it was like, oh, I'm finally 18. Woo! I was like, yeah.
Yeah.
Like that was like the big thing. Like, oh, I'm finally 18. Remember that? Like the whole.
Well, he got arrested right after that WWE thing they did, that WWE pay-per-view, because Joe Francis,
who was the creator of Girls Gone Wild.
That's right here for you, Joe Francis, you sick fuck. But yeah, no, he got arrested because he was getting younger age girls, like 16 and younger, doing this fucking thing. So yeah, it's just a piece of shit.
Yeah.
Fuck Joe Francis.
Yeah. Yeah. And he's in jail now, right, my lord? He is in jail now, right?
Yeah, the last time I saw him, he got arrested for spitting on his girlfriend in public, and they got into like domestic violence. Piece of shit. Speaking of, we are gonna go now to Bonnie Blue for OnlyFans. Yeah.
Yeah. Speaking of OnlyFans, Mike Logger, here we go. Now back to the interesting stuff, Mike Logger. You know what I'm saying, dog?
So Bonnie Blue is disgusting. OnlyFans Bonnie Blue may have avoided a long-term arrest by the skin of her teeth following her antics in Bali, Indonesia. Still, the content creator seems utterly unfazed by the ordeal, as evidenced by her reaction upon returning to the UK. Blue was caught sticking her tongue out after arriving in London, all the while sporting a broad smile. Bonnie Blue makes her faces as she arrives in UK amid Bali arrest on December 13th. Bonnie Blue, real name Tia Billinger, finally returned to the UK after being deported from Indonesia. The English pornographic film actress landed at the London Heathrow Airport on Saturday afternoon.
Heathrow.
What'd I say?
Heathrow.
My apologies. Heathrow Airport on Saturday afternoon. She stuck her tongue out for the cameras before heading out of the establishment. Blue smiled gleefully while holding a teddy bear and a beverage in one hand and her luggage in the other. When asked by on-site reporters about getting arrested in Bali for allegedly playing a sex game, Bonnie Blue remarked, "I'm rich and have good lawyers. Did you really think I'd face jail time?" The online content creator added that she was looking forward to showing people what got me into all this trouble. Blue even joked that she would have to recuperate her huge losses after paying.
My Logan. Let's just make sure that we have the scene properly set here, my Logan, because you understand that she's going into Bali, which is a place that pornography is illegal. Okay, yes. It's completely. They have very strict laws and various extensive laws with public obscenities, and she rented a bus. It was like a blue bus, and like on the side, painted Bonnie's Bang Bus on the side, and was trying to get these schoolies, which they say is like barely legal, like 18, college age, 18, 21, like college age, like guys. And have their antics in the Bang Bus. I don't have to spell out what happens in the Bang Bus, right, Mike Larkin? You get what I'm saying here, Mike Larkin?
I've seen the Bang Bus. I've seen everything, especially the vans back in the day. Yes, sir. Hit it.
So she was driving around Bali and then got reported because it's super illegal to be doing any of that stuff in Bali, and they want to give her 15 years in. This is because she's an OnlyFans personality, and she's trying to do stunts. She's trying to do these stunts to try to, up the ante, because every time she's done stuff like this before, and every time you do something like this, you got to up the ante a little bit. And this is another stunt, and it's now causing like international drama. You see these adult stars, Mike Larkin. I don't know why you even deal with it, Mike Larkin. You know what I'm saying? It's just nothing but trouble, dog. You know what I'm saying?
So I'm going to read the rest of the article while he talks about these adult stars and nothing but trouble.
His Instagram motto.
So notably, authorities in Bali had arrested Bonnie Blue along with 17 male tourists for allegedly violating Indonesia's morality laws. Officials accused Blue and her acquaintances of making immoral or pornographic content in a rented studio before detaining them. As such, Blue faced a heavy penalty and a 15-year prison sentence. Nevertheless, the 26-year-old only had to fork out a petty fine in the end. She was also banned from the country for a decade due to traffic violations involving her pickup vehicle, Bang Bus. Talking about whether she'll be miss visiting Indonesia in the future due to her ban, Bonnie Blue noted, "I won't miss looking at the starving dogs," according to The Sun. Oh my goodness! But yeah, that was Bonnie Blue. Now, when it comes to Bonnie Blue, I've seen some of her stuff that she's posted on social media. I've seen a lot of people in the UK does not like her. She's like public enemy number one in the UK. A lot of people that I know in the UK hate her with a passion. Honestly, she doesn't do it for me, if I'm being completely honest with you. So, Bonnie Blue, you can get your ass on out of here. Dare I say, go scratch your ass.
Well, this is just another example of a woman being incredibly rich for being a whore.
You're a whore, and he speaks the truth.
So it's she's always got to like outdo herself. So all of these antics just keep getting more and more ridiculous. Like, remember, right? The one thing that she became, I think, most famous for was like she banged like over like 1,000 guys in like 24 hours or something like that. Mike Larkin,
you're right.
You were a little quick to know that you knew that, Mike Larkin. You were a little quick to say that, but okay, and okay. So yeah, so she's known for things like this. She's known for pulling stunts like this. So you have to outdo yourself every time. I just think that it's after it's like why who wants to who is into this stuff? Who is into seeing stuff but like apparently a lot of people, because she's making millions of dollars, but it's like, what are you gonna do next? You know what I'm saying? Like it's like at a certain point, like I don't care about your lawyers. Like what it's like eventually, like it's gonna be impossible to outdo yourself, and then where do you go from there? Like you know what I'm saying, Mike Larkin? Like,
I mean, look at back in the day when Jasmine St. Clair took on 9 guys at once. I mean, it's one of those things where
I bet you have, Mike Larkin. You know what I'm saying, dog?
Wow. So it's one of those things, too, where I look at it like a stance. And Jasmine St. Clair is another one who can fuck right off, if I'm being completely honest with you here, man. Ugh. But it's one of those things, too, where you look at someone like Jasmine St. Clair taking 9 guys at once. This one's taking 1,000 guys at once. Everybody's doing it.
Not at once, over 24 hours. It was over a 24-hour period, Mike Larkin.
Yeah, and then you have...
her vagina is probably, like, glowing and nuclear now. You know what I'm saying, dog?
Hey, people are into the blow bangs and the gang bangs. So if that's your deal, whatever. But,
Look, she's probably got, like, hepatitis, the entire alphabet. You know what I'm saying, dog?
They've been drilling some holes, man. Digging holes and drilling holes, baby. Let's go.
Probably got diseases they don't even have names for yet. You know what I'm saying, dog?
Well, it's gross. Like I said, that stuff I'm not into. It's gross what she's doing, and she definitely needs to get what's coming to her. So, Bonnie Blue, you can go fuck yourself. I'm being completely honest. You probably like that. You stupid bitch. All right, let's move on.
Mike Larkin, don't hold back. Tell us how you really feel.
She can fuck right off, man. Like literally, like just puh. I say.
See, like he's trying to come at this from like an aficionado of the adult industry, because he thinks that he's like a whole big like guy in the adult industry, because he interviews all these girls. And he's like, oh yes, I don't care for that type of adult star, because I just don't think that that's very becoming of adult stars. And the people that I've interviewed said that they don't like her either. Oh, I love adult films. That's you, Mike Larkin. You know what I'm saying, dog?
It's really not becoming of these adult stars with what they're doing. So I think a lot of people that I've interviewed not really are too quite fond, if I dare say so myself, so to speak, of what they're doing as far as like how she's going about it. But I do say so myself. I do declare, if you will, what we get to see with how my people think of it compared to this. So yeah, I completely understand what he's saying. You know what I'm saying? I'm not really an aficionado, but
have I mentioned yet that I've interviewed Misbehaving on my show?
Misbehaving, Mamma Mia, Tutti Frutti. What an interview. Go out of your way and watch the interview. It is the best, better than the rest. Go fucking fuck yourself.
Oh, man, my Larkin.
Speaking of, oh, man, this one also made me sad just because I'm aware of the show and I've seen it. You also brought it to my attention as well. So for those who have not seen it, Tyler Chase, who played Martin Corley on Ned's Declassified School Survival Guide, was spotted appearing unrecognizable and homeless in California. Many fans are asking the questions, what does Nickelodeon do to these kids? So here's what Martin Corley looks like now.
Did you play on Disney Channel?
Nickelodeon.
Oh, Nickelodeon. What show is it again?
Ned's Declassified School Survival.
Oh yeah, you were that kid on it, huh? Yeah. I remember you. Yeah.
It's really such a shame, even just looking at that. I mean, the three main characters, Daniel Curtis Lee, Devin Werkheiser, and Lindsay Shaw, have their podcast now. And I honestly, instead of just and a lot of people have said this, instead of milking off something and doing like the retro look backs and interviews with stars from 20 years ago, because that show came out in 2006. So it's one of those things where it's like, can y'all like help him? Like, you know what I'm saying? Or if you tried and he doesn't want it, somebody needs to help this guy, because I remember he was the fast talking guy on Ned's Declassified. The show was what it was. People have their different opinions, but when you go from something from that limelight to where you're now, it's sad to see. We much touched upon Orlando Brown on the last episode with where he went from That's So Raven and all those shows in the 90s to where he is now doing his thing and the boom, bah, 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 doo, bah, 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 and all the stuff that he says. So, you know, it's a sad to see Tyler Chase like that. Your thoughts on Martin Corley now, homie?
Well, the other guy didn't hit his programming program, maybe the programming program. I'm saying, dog, but like with this guy, you know, do you think that first of all, really, really sad, like really like depressingly sad that this could happen to anyone. But like, you know, you don't wonder, like, man, you know, did he run into Dan Schneider at some point? Did he run into one of his people at some point? Maybe. You know, what happened with that? You know, did he see anything? Is there a reason that he's like this now that goes beyond just the business? You know, like you have to wonder now. Yeah, knowing the things that you know about the way that it works and the business works and the way things work at that particular network, you have to ask questions, Mike Larkin. Because, you know, you feel extremely bad for this guy, but you also wonder, like, what did he go through that he ended up like this?
So the show was developed by Scott Fellows, and from what the guys have said, and you've heard a lot of the cast members talk about it, Scott Fellows was a good dude. Dan Schneider had nothing to do with their show, so they don't have that experience with Dan, unless outside of the show. I don't know, like you said. But from what
they're with the network, right? They're with the network.
They were on Nickelodeon, but they didn't have to deal with Dan Schneider and his bullshit. They only work with Scott Fellows.
But you think that Dan Schneider was the only one that was going on with in that business, Mike Larkin? Who knows what else was going on that set?
No, I agree. I think it's one of those things too. With him, it could have been, obviously he could have went down the drug route. You know what I'm saying? And that's where he is right now. And
no, I'm just wondering. I'm not even saying that, you know, I don't speculate too much about people to be, you know, polite as well. But like, you know, you can't help but wonder, like, what happened? You know, what did they see? What happened to them? Like, how does someone, you know, who is on national television when, you know, how old must he have been then? You know, 13, 14 maybe?
Yeah, they were in like middle school when that show came out. Yep.
You know, to be on national television when you're in middle school, to, you know, living on the street as a, you know, how old is he now? How old would he be now, Mike Larkin?
I will take a look. It kind of reminds me of like when Alexa Nicholas, who was on Zoe 101, she talked about the horror stories of Dan Schneider on Zoe 101. Of course, Jamie Lynn Spears wasn't nice to her. Dan Schneider wasn't nice to her. She went on this big campaign ever since Quiet on the Set, like the stuff that he used to say to her and would talk about how she didn't look good and whatnot, and kind of compared her to like being very ugly. And she went into like a whole diatribe of what friggin' Dan Schneider did to her. Like stuff like that even just breaks my heart, even seeing the stuff that happened with poor Alexa. So let me take a look. Tyler Chase, because that was also around the same time when Ned's was out. So Tyler Chase from Ned's Declassified. Oh my goodness gracious, he is only 32, I believe. 32.
Oh my gosh.
He's in his 30s. He's around our age. Yep.
Yeah, younger than you, Mike Larkin.
Yeah, he is. He's younger than me, and he's younger than you. Like, it's...
Well, you know, younger than you because you're a young child yourself, so...
Thank you. Thank you, homie. Thank you. But it's one of those things, too, yeah. Tyler Chase, man, get back on your feet, man. Surround yourself with the right people and just know that people care about you, man. Like, I hate to see anybody look like this, man. It's awful.
Yeah, we hope he gets the help that he needs, and we hope that he, you know, finds, you know, an answer to whatever is going on with him, you know, but no one should have to live like that. No one, you know, especially when you've supposedly had success in a business that has a very low, you know, success rate, and it's very hard to achieve that level of success. You would never expect that from someone like that. So,
No.
and you know, everybody, no one is immune to, you know, having tragedy befall them, and no one is immune to, you know, it can have horrible things can happen to anyone, but you have to, you know, wonder and you know, you feel bad for a guy. It's, you know, he's probably, it gets tough when all of a sudden the business decides to chew you up and spit you out, and they decide, you know, they don't want you anymore. If that's what happened, you know, it can be a rough business. It can be a rough go. So you feel, you just, hopefully he can get the help he needs. You know what I'm saying, dog?
I hope he does too, man. And I mean, speaking of a lot of people with help, so two other things we got to mention, then we'll get into the sad news of the show. I definitely want to touch upon this because this came out with the news in Australia. So Australia's social media ban as well. Teens launch high court challenge to Australia's social media ban. So Australia's landmark, and these are two kids with the lawsuit, Noah Jones and Macy Nayland. Australia's landmark social media ban for children is being challenged in the nation's highest court, with two teenagers alleging that the law is unconstitutional as it robs them of their right.
I'm happy you brought this up. I'm very happy you brought this up. This is right. Okay, so you know I'm a communications major, right, Mike?
Do you mind if I just finish? I was looking on the last sentence.
Okay, go ahead.
As it robs them of their right to free communication. From December 10th, social media firms, including Meta, TikTok, and YouTube, must ensure that Australians age under 16 cannot hold accounts on their platforms. The law, which is being watched closely around the world, was justified by campaigners and the government as necessary to protect children from harmful content and algorithms. However, 15-year-olds Noah Jones and Macy Nayland, backed by a rights group, will argue the ban completely disregards the rights of children. We shouldn't be silenced. It's like Orwell's book 1984, and that scares me, Macy Nayland said in a statement. After news of the case broke, Communications Minister Anika Wells told Parliament the government would not be swayed. We will not be intimidated by threats. We will not be intimidated by legal challenges. We will not be intimidated by big tech. On behalf of Australian parents, we will stand firm, she said. The Digital Freedom Project announced the case had been filed in the High Court on Wednesday. Teenagers rely on social media for information and association, and a ban could hurt the nation's most vulnerable kids, young people with disability, First Nations youth, rural, and
all right. You can stop it there. You can stop it there. We get it. So here's the deal. Here's where I fall on children, and when I say children, I mean children under 18 and social media. I remember communications manager, specialized social media. I've done social media managing. This is me. We're talking about, and I'm telling you, children under 18 should not be on social media at all, Mike Larkin. Okay, it is as bad for them as alcohol. You do not want your kid messing around on social media if they don't have to be. And I don't know why they would have to be, but I'm just saying that they should not be. There is none of the reasons that they gave are strong enough to justify letting them. It's the same as saying I want the right to drink. Basically, it's on par for me with saying I want the right to drink beer. It's almost the same thing as far as what it does to your brain developmentally. So from my perspective, I say absolutely not. I would say, listen, like, you're going to have to wait till you're 18. It's just better for you that way. It's just, you may not understand it, but it's better for you that way. And you have to look at it almost like alcohol and gambling too. Gambling, especially with young teenage boys, is a huge, you have to talk about, that way you're a teenager if you're a parent too. It's not a joke. And I think that I empathize with these teens. I'm sure that it's a very frustrating thing to have to live in a world like this and not have proper access to social media. But unfortunately, it's for ultimately better for them. It's for the better of everyone if they're allowed to, have a normal upbringing and development, and just wait till you're 18. Just wait till you're 18 years old. That's all. That's what I would say. I would for me, the perfect cutoff point would be 18. That's why I say that.
I think it says it right here, even in this sentence, which I'll highlight here. Some mental health advocates say it might cut off kids from connection, and others say it could push youngsters to even less regulated corners of the internet. For me, I'm in a total agreement with you that I don't think that they should have it under the age of 18. Like, what the fuck does a 13 or 12-year-old need social media for in their lives?
Yeah.
Man, I'm trying to think of it like this, and I'll put it into this perspective. With so much crap that these kids have to deal with nowadays with social media, I think it'll better their mental health if they don't have to see this bullshit and they're not consumed with social media. Go out, do something. Do like we used to do. Go shoot some hoops. Go outside, get some fresh air. Go for a run. Do something. Do something that's positively proactive and productive for your lives. This is not. This is an addiction. It's like candy, like homie said. It's like drugs. It's like something that you really don't need. When you're 18 years old and over, sure, knock your socks off. But under the age of 18, you really don't need it. Well, how can I get in touch with my parents at school? Go down to the main office. Use the main office phone, okay? And then you could make a call there like a lot of us used to do. Like there's other ways besides social media and using your phone to get in touch with people. So, I mean, yeah, I'm for it. I think Australia is in the right for that. And a lot of those two kids were just what they tried to say was they're trying to take away their freedom. No, they're not taking away your freedom. They're trying to better you so you don't have to see this debauchery that is on social media. Go ahead.
There are other ways to connect with people.
Yeah.
The problem is it's the pressure. Maybe the cool kids are on. They have social media. Maybe that's what it is. It's like a status thing for. I don't know how these kids think anymore. I'm not gonna try. I don't get it. Screw Gen Z, my car. I don't know. I'm not gonna even. But I don't know. Maybe it's like a status thing. If they have social media, or like, oh man, I'm super cool because I'm on social media. Look at me, like we were in high school when we had a cell phone. Like it was like, oh, look at me, look how cool I am on my cell phone. You know what I'm saying, dog? Like, is it like that? Like, I don't.
It might be, but I'll even say this: like they mentioned the ban for under 18. Like I didn't have a Facebook till I was 18 years old. Like senior year of high school, right out of high school, I was on social media. Didn't even want to be on social media, but this is the platform we use to promote this stuff. And honestly, I hate social media as I've gotten older. I think it's just absolutely ridiculous, and I think it hurts a lot of people. But yeah, I mean, when I didn't have it until I was 18, so y'all can wait till you're 18 and over.
I had it when I was 17, like Larkin, because I'm just a little bit cooler than you know what I'm saying, dog.
Well, good for you. I didn't friggin' want it. I didn't even have a MySpace. So I didn't even.
I didn't even use it right when that's the whole thing. Is like when I was a teenager, I didn't even use it right.
Right.
I didn't even understand it. And I think that even then, the more primitive version of it, I think was still like it was mostly Facebook, but it was like a lot of stuff. I think even then was probably potentially detrimental to the development of my brain. Because young men, their brains don't fully develop till they're around 25.
Yeah.
So when you're 17, 18, your brain is still developing if you're a boy.
Mm-hmm.
So who knows what even that could have done? I mean, that wasn't even that big of a deal compared to what's going on now, what everything is like now on social media. And you got kids that are like 11 years old. Like, actually, my cousin, who's 12, has an Instagram and is repeatedly trying to friend me on Instagram as if he didn't get the message that I'm not interested in befriending him because I don't support him being on Instagram.
Right.
And it's like he's friend requested me like 4 times, Mike Larkin. And I'm like, dude, you're 12. Like, we're not gonna be Instagram friends. Like, shut up, Bow Wow, you're 12.
But I mean, yeah, like you mentioned, a lot of kids around that age don't fully develop with their mindset. So it's one of those things where I look at it from a stance that it's one of those things where, it is what it is. I mean, you said some crazy things around that time too. So, I mean, you kind of were a little bit buck wild, even though
I said crazy things when I was 17 and when I was 11.
Yeah, because you're just you're a child. It's okay.
But that's the whole problem, though, is that if I was on social media, who knows what kind of trouble I could have gotten into? Who knows what nonsense could have happened? I'm happy that I didn't have that growing up, because if that it only would have made things way more complicated and way harder than it already was for me. So I'm not gonna, I'm happy I didn't have to deal with that. Could you imagine some of the things that millennials got away with that these kids will never get away with now because of social media?
I agree. No, absolutely. Absolutely. A lot of the stuff that we did back in the day, like you can't get away with now. We mentioned even earlier, like his favorite thing now is watching the Stacy Keibler videos and stuff. Like Stacy Keibler.
No, I didn't say it was my favorite thing, Mike. I just said that I was very interested in it. That's all.
So Stacy Keibler and Jerry the King Lawler with the water gun. I know you never wish you ever be a water gun in your life. I'm aware, but it's one of those.
Let's see what she thinks.
Shut up, fool. Don't talk about my mommy. I'm ashamed of your mom. Friggin' ashamed of your mom, ashamed of your dad, man. I gotta friggin' cover you. You're trying to take.
Yeah. Okay, well, don't worry about that. Okay, don't really freaking.
Was he still?
No, you cover me because I think people are trying to look at my unit, my luck. You know what I'm saying? Dog, they're trying to
try to look at
my luck. First of all, like they. I'm facing like the train. If a train walked by, it would have been a free show for everyone. My luck, you know what I'm saying, dog?
You're like friggin' Steve Carell in the 40-Year-Old Virgin. I'm peeing in public. So.
No, it was. I am the king of the forest.
Are you the king of forest? Is it your special bush? No, I agree. Just because like we didn't have social media, we had the experience of going out. I'll even say it like this: going out on a Friday night, getting your Blockbuster DVDs, going out over a friend's house, playing video games with your buds.
Or if you were like Mike Larkin, you just went straight home.
Shut up.
Remember when you rented vampires from Blockbuster, Mike Larkin?
Going to the park with my grandparents was some of the best things ever. God rest their souls. Like going to the park with your boys, hanging out, shooting hoops, stuff like that is what makes.
Or shooting hoops in the backyard alone, like Mike Larkin.
First of all, I did not shoot hoops in the backyard alone. Thank you very much.
Oh, front yard.
Why you got a problem with me shooting hoops in my front yard? What's the problem?
Because I know you had a basketball hoop, Mike Larkin.
I know, it was fun. I love shooting hoops, man. What?
I don't know. I'm just busting your chops, Mike Larkin.
All good. Yes. The point I'm trying to make here is, and yes, Vampires was a terrible movie. Black friggin' Vampires in the Hood. Yes. So the point I'm trying to make before I was so rudely interrupted.
Oh.
So the thing that I'm trying to so it's one of those things too where like riding your bike, shooting hoops, playing video games with your friends, going over your friend's house and just chilling and vibing. And nowadays it's just everybody's either indoors. It's a punishment more now for these kids to be outside than it is to be indoors. For us, we always wanted to go inside. We hated it when we were either punished or we had to stay inside. Like I even remember staying inside for recess. I hated that because I wanted to go outside, maybe shoot some football. Now for these kids nowadays, it's a thing of where like it's a punishment just going outside because I want to stay inside all night, all day, and friggin' FaceTime and play games online and all this shit.
I mean, I didn't want to be outside. I liked to watch TV when I was a kid. Like I didn't want to be outside all the time, Mike Larkin.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I didn't want to be, forced to stay inside or outside either. Like, I would have got just as mad if they forced me to stay inside all the time if I did as I was during TV turnoff week, Mike Larkin. Do you remember TV turnoff week, Mike Larkin?
I'm aware, yes.
Do you remember what that was, Mike Larkin? You remember how messed up that was? Where they got us to our parents to agree to not let us watch TV for a week. That was like the longest week of my life, Mike Larkin. That was oh my god. And then my parents were always like, yeah, because you got to go outside, you got to go do more stuff. I'm like, yeah, I do enough stuff outside. The TV is for when I'm not doing stuff outside. Like it's not like I don't go outside. Like now I'm being forced to wander around the backyard in the sun where I can get nice sun. I can get a nice sunburn and let's go dig some holes and let's go ride some bikes and okay. But I want to watch Cartoon Network for after homework for a half an hour. I can't do that.
Right.
So that was kind of messed up for me, my luck. You know what I'm saying, dog? So either way, I wouldn't want to do that. being all inside all the time or being all outside all the time. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I think
Well,
it's
like,
I think with more of an emphasis on mental health now, and with the Gen Zers. I mean, I could try to understand Gen Zers. I don't.
everything's on their phones.
I know.
Everything's on their phones, Mike Larkin. Like they don't know how to do face to face like me and you. Like we can talk to people out in the world.
Yeah.
Everything is, if it's not on their phone, they don't know what the hell to do. It's like, this is why they don't date, because like they don't know how to even talk to like their peers, like let alone like the opposite sex. It's like they don't know what the hell they're doing. Like it's like, what the fuck?
Whoa, what are you doing, buddy?
I'm sorry.
I used to be a lot stronger.
Why don't you go write a song about it? You could call it "I Got Punched in the Nose for Sticking It in Other People's Business."
Sounds like a country song. I gotta tell you something that's very important, homie. You need to listen to this.
Okay, what's up, my fucker?
All right, yeah. Pretty good.
What do they do, buddy?
They rip your heart out of your ass. You need a prostitute. That is bye-bye, Birdie. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
I just want someone to hold me and tell me that everything's going to be all right. Everything's
going to be
all right. But yes, the point of that, ladies and gentlemen, is the stigmas and the pressure of social media on these kids. It's like the peer pressure of drugs and smoking and all that. And this is where we're going now. And I got to applaud Australia for their ban on social media, because they're absolutely right.
I mean, you have to do something, you know. You have to protect these kids somehow, you know. And it's just like, you know, it's too much. It's too much for it's. Listen. I'm not gonna lie, Mike Larkin. Like, sometimes it's too much for me now.
Yeah.
You know, like it's hard thing to navigate even for adults in the world. I can't imagine throwing all of this at a child and then expecting them to be okay coming out of it. Like, of course they're going to struggle. Of course it's hard for us. And that's the thing that makes me go like, you know, it's for the better. And, you know, ban always has like a negative connotation to it, but like sometimes people are interested in the greater good and still can figure out what's best for their children.
Yeah.
In some way, you know, and I think that at least I applaud them too, because at least you're taking a stance somewhere where you're going to say, we here in this country, in our society, have decided that this is enough's enough. That's something that we're not going to allow this to happen. We're not going to allow this to, you know, affect our kids, because it usually has very negative effects. So, and research has bared that out. It's not like we're just pulling it out of thin air. There's been research done that backs up that social media affects kids' minds. It affects their mental health. It's a legitimate thing. The statistics have bared that out now. So I don't think that's much of a stretch anymore. It sounds crazy, but like maybe, you know, we consider something like that here at some point, you know, to really address a problem. It's becoming a problem. If you're not going to be honest about it, right? It's a mental health problem. It's part of the mental health crisis.
I mean, when I was a kid, like I used to love just with my mom and we used to always play card games. We used to play, you know, solitaire, blackjack, play card games, do something, play a board game. That is always very fun to do. Like when you didn't have anything to do in the house, when like the power was out or something, we would just have the flashlights and we do board games. Like stuff like that helps. It also helps one's mind, and just, you know, you're doing something. Like that's one of the things. Instead of distracting yourself from either a horrible situation or whatever, you need to do stuff more like that. Like playing Sorry. I used to love playing Sorry. Trouble. It's fun getting into trouble. Like stuff. Like do stuff like that.
Or, you know, do what I do when I was a kid and hang out with your friends.
Thanks a lot. Yeah. The joke, folks, is I have no friends. Nobody likes me. So it's one of those things where it made it funny. So yeah. The point is, hang out with your friends, hang out with your family, do something productive. Go to a movie, read a book, do something. You know what I'm saying? Just you can live without social media. We did. Y'all can too.
I mean, social media never used to be a necessity. Like
Nope.
there's this idea, this misconception that you have to have social media all the time. You have to have that that thing in your hand, giving you that little dopamine rush or whatever it is in your hand, doing it all the time. Like you don't. You certainly don't need it all the time. You certainly, and a child does not need, because it can create addictive behavior. That's one of the ways it's so harmful. It can become almost like an addictive thing, and that when you put it that way, you would say, "Oh, that does sound pretty dangerous to give to a kid." Yeah, because it is that type of dangerous. This is the type of dangerous. It's addicting. A lot of it is unfortunately designed to be addicting or to keep you on it as much as possible. Right. Of course, it's going to be dangerous to your kids when you put it in those terms, right?
Yeah, it's one of those things too. I've always said it like this. When it comes to your mental health and doing stuff that is right, we mentioned board games and doing stuff to stay proactive where you don't need social media and actually talking to people. I look at it from a stance like this. Like, we survived social media. We survived even just by listening to our CDs or doing stuff. We honestly were constantly on the go, inside, outside, and we did things that we loved to do. There was a life before social media. I'll even look at it like this. Like, you talk about people on their phones. Like, when we were going to school around this time, we'd have to freaking go and watch the TV to see if our schools were closed. Now it's just a text message, and now it's like, hey, the school's closed or it's delayed. We had to fucking sit and watch the goddamn TV.
Yeah. I mean, that's why I'm so happy that I got to play sports growing up. Real sports, my luck.
Wow.
But that's why I'm so happy, because I played sports growing up, because that was a way for me to interact with other kids and learn to do things with other kids. And we were always together and hanging out, and you did stuff as a team. And that's one of the best things about playing organized sports. Is not because you're playing the sport. It's because you're getting to hang out with your buddies and your peers and your friends, and you're playing together, and you're doing stuff as a group activity for a couple hours, and it's getting you out and it's getting you doing something. And that's, I'm happy I had those opportunities when I was growing up, and that's every kid should be at least trying out sports when they're growing up. You don't have to love it, you don't have to stick with it, but just do it for the experience. Just do it because it's something you should do. It's something that's positive to do, and it'll help you socially.
Yeah, I did intramurals for a short period of time. So it got me to work with a lot of kids too back in the day. So
what did you do for a short time, my brother?
Intramurals.
Yeah, that's bullshit, man. That don't count.
All right, whatever. Still, I was around people. So the point being is, go out of the way.
I feel so bad for those people, dog. You know what I'm saying, dog?
Thanks a lot. So yeah, it's one of those things. Go out of your way and enjoy what's coming. So with that being said, we do have a couple final notes and news before we close this thing out. We do have to talk about the sad death of Rob Reiner. All in the Family, Few Good Men, Stand By Me. This is Spinal Tap. We'll be here all day. The man was a legend, transfer for one of the greatest television shows in All in the Family to what we saw with his directing debuts. You may have disagreed with him politically, and that's not totally fine, but I look at it from a stance like this, man. The man left a legacy. He left a lineage, and it's so unfortunate what happened to him and his wife being murdered, stabbed to death by their son.
Yeah.
I hope he just gets everything that's coming to his son. Honestly, if I'm being completely honest, he can rot. It's one of those things too, man. It's such a sad situation. I mean, we had the Brown University shootings. We had the shooting in Australia. We had the murder of Rob Reiner. It's been a sad week, the week before Christmas, man. A lot has gone on in this world.
Yeah, I mean, it's all really sad. And we don't really like to talk about sad things, but, our hearts go out to the whole family and everybody that was affected by that tragedy and these tragedies. I mean, look, no one. Again, like some people, they have decency. They don't celebrate the death of someone they disagree with politically. And, some people, they know how to, show empathy for their fellow person and their fellow human. And if you notice, like when this type of thing happens, if you want to, throw in a comparison to the Charlie Kirk thing, no one's really celebrating Rob Reiner's death because, that's not how rational people feel. That's not a feeling that I think that anybody should have. And I think no matter how you feel about someone politically, you certainly should never celebrate their death. And certainly I would, never wish that upon anyone. I think it's horrible what he had to go through. The son had a history of drug abuse. He was likely schizophrenic. His mom and his dad, he apparently slit his father's throat. It was gruesome and bad and horribly horrifying. And they're apparently having an argument around 3:00 Pacific time. This past during the day or the day it happened. It's a couple of days ago now. So I'm trying to remember what day that was exactly, but it's horrible, just a horrible situation all around. And yeah, I don't think no one should be celebrating anything like that, because it's messed up. But yeah, horrible thoughts and prayers go out to the friends and family and fans of his of a guy who definitely left his mark on Hollywood.
So we hope you have a Merry Christmas and a Happy Holidays, everybody. So before we close this thing out, homie, let us know where we can follow you on the social medias.
Well, let's see. X at Real SM Show 1. Hey, Mike Larkin, what's your Twitter handle, Mike Larkin? Your X handle?
You can check it out at SM Show 1.
Seems like you stole my screen name, Mike Larkin.
Of course.
And then also we got the website, right? We got the SNM Show. Was it SNMShowNetwork.com?
Yes, it is StephenMikeShow.com for all your S&M Show podcasts.
StephenMikeShow.com for all the S&M Show Network needs.
Yes.
All that stuff. And yeah. Well, you can give them the rest, right, Mike? You can. I'll just give them my.
Absolutely. Check out Steve at, what is it? A Real SM Show 1, like you mentioned, Stevie Nicks on the Instagram. You can check out SM Show 1 or MCL92 for all your Mike Larkin needs. You can check out MLarkinMB, Larkin_92 on the Instagram, S&M Network shows for all the great shows here on the YouTube channel. Check out Max Wrestling and our tag team promo bouts. And just check out everything that a lot of our great content creators are doing from us and everybody out there. And just, man, everything will be in the links to the description below. We hope you enjoy our shows, and we appreciate those that do listen to what we have to say. So with that being said, for Stevie Nicks, my name is Mike Larkin. Thank you for listening to another episode of the Steve and Mike Show, and we will see you in 2026. Thank you.
Wait, you forgot it was the 33rd anniversary of the I'm so excited. I'm so
excited. I'm so scared. Yes. Thank you all for listening. For Stevie Nicks, my name is Mike Larkin. We'll see you next time.